Hello, my name is Bobo. Today, I'm going to tell you a story full of valuable lessons and important morals. Our story today is The Song of the Silent Mountain. The Singing Valley. Nestled at the foot of a great, whispering mountain was a village where the river sang, the wind hummed melodies through the pines, and the very stones seemed to hold a deep, resonant tune. The people lived in harmony with this music. They were the listeners. A young boy named Kael had the sharpest ears of all. He could hear the mountain's deep, coarse song, a slow, powerful rhythm that kept everything in balance. The village elder, Alora, taught him that this music was the mountain's life force, and they were its guardians. The arrival of the takers. One day, people from a distant, smoky city arrived. They were led by a man named Vorlin, who saw the mountain not as a living being, but as a resource. "We can use these singing stones to power our machines," he declared. The listeners were wary, but Vorlin promised them tools, wealth, and an easier life. He called their music primitive energy, waiting to be harnessed. Some of the younger villagers were tempted. They began helping the takers place large, silent metal discs on the singing stones to capture their song. The fading melody. As the takers harvested the song, the valley's music began to fade. The river's song became a sluggish gurgle. The wind's hum turned into a hollow moan. The trees grew quiet and started to wilt. Kael could hear the mountain's coarse song becoming strained and sorrowful. The weather turned erratic, unseasonal frosts, sudden heat. The animals grew restless and began to leave. The takers, oblivious, celebrated the efficient energy they were collecting. The village was now filled with new gadgets, but the life and soul of their home were draining away. The journey to the heart. Kael knew he had to do something. Against the advice of the frightened villagers, he decided to journey to the mountain's heart, a place no listener had ventured in generations. His journey was perilous. He had to cross a chasm on the roots of a dying tree, navigate caves where the last echoes of the mountain's song were trapped and distorted, and avoid rockfalls caused by the mountain's instability. He used his listening skills not just to hear, but to understand the mountain's pain. The wounded heart. After a long climb, Kael found the heart chamber, a vast cavern where a giant, crystalline geo should have been pulsing with light and sound. Instead, it was cracked and dim, its light siphoned away by a network of metallic roots connected to the takers' machines below. The song here was a desperate, agonizing wail. Kael realized the takers weren't just taking the music, they were wounding the mountain itself. He knew that destroying the machines below would be a temporary fix. The mountain needed to be healed from the inside. The duet of healing. Remembering the old ways, Kael didn't have a tool or a weapon. He had his voice. He sat before the wounded heart and began to sing. He didn't sing a song of power, but a song of apology, of gratitude, and of love. He sang of the river's coolness, the wind's freedom, and the strength of the stone. His small, clear voice was an offering. At first, nothing happened. Then, a faint, deep hum responded from the heart. A single, pure note joined his song. It was a duet, a human voice and the voice of the earth, working in harmony to repair the damage. A new harmony. The healing song reverberated through the mountain. Down in the valley, the metal discs overloaded with this pure, positive energy and shattered. The stolen song rushed back into the stones, the river, and the trees. The valley erupted in a symphony more beautiful than ever. The takers, their machines broken, finally understood. They had been taking without listening, and had nearly destroyed a miracle. Vorlon, humbled, asked the listeners to teach them. The village was rebuilt, not to resist the outside world, but to share the true lesson of the mountain, to take only what you need, and to always, always give back in gratitude. Today's lesson is, we are all connected to our environment, and true harmony comes from listening to, respecting, and giving back to the natural world, rather than just taking from it. Make sure to subscribe to Bobo Kids TV to get the latest stories and lessons.